guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Here we have the Gohan and Videl free-to-play units. I actually have never rainbowed this unit. Like, I grinded them when they very first came out, right? But I did not actually, like, get them rainbowed at the time. Because this is sort of before I was rainbowing, like, every single unit that came out. I want to say this unit came out, what, in November of 2018? Yeah, it was November of 2018. Right around Thanksgiving. So it's been about 3 years since they've come out. They're about to get an EZA with the Kid Buu and Super Saiyan 3 Goku celebration on JP. So I figured I'd go ahead and rainbow them shortly before the celebration begins. I will go ahead and get them the full level 10 links, and then this video will eventually be their level 10 link showcase. We'll see how good they are. Full level 10 links once they have gotten their EZA. Alright guys, so we're here in an event with the freshly EZA'd, no, not Gohan, with the freshly EZA'd Gohan and Videl unit right here. We got them at full level 10 links, we got them EZA'd. I might be interested in putting some equips on them. Getting them some more crits, more additional whatever. I probably would want to go full crit. Now that I've seen what their EZA looks like, I probably would want to go full crit for this unit. Alright, now this Gohan and Videl, right? Here's the thing about them. They're, I think, going to be ridiculous when it comes to long events, and then specifically their attacking power, right? Because if we take a look at this Gohan and Videl, their super attack effect, they give themselves a 9-turn, 50% attack buff. We know how crazy those 50% super attack effects get. And then if you look at what their passive does, dude, they have a great chance, that's a 70% chance of launching 2 additionals. So the way that should work is they should do a guaranteed additional, and then the second one has a 70% chance of activating. And then each of those has a 70% chance of being a super. Dude, they're like gonna be triple supering nearly every turn. And then they're giving themselves a 50% attack buff, every one of those supers. So we're gonna go into I'm just doing a quick, this is like a 4-play run, a warm-up run. We're on Defenders of Justice. After this, we're going to go into a long event, like the Legendary Goku event, and we're just going to let them cook. And we're going to see what they look like on, you know, turn 12 after they've done 800 super attacks, where they're giving themselves this 50% attack buff. Defensively, they're not going to be the craziest. They get 20% defense with each attack performed up to a max of 58%. So 3 attacks, and they'll build up their max defense. But they're going to do so much damage. It's, again, this is a free-to-play unit, right? This is not like, you know, oh, like some crazy, like, summonable unit or something like that. This is like a free-to-play, like a very easy-to-obtain free-to-play EZA unit. So, it's like, here's the thing. If they're, like, putting out, like, ridiculous stats as just, like, a free-to-play unit, like, I'm okay with that. Like free-to-play units, like, it gets, there's too much expectation. Okay, 1.46. Certainly not the craziest, but that's just their initial super attack, right? All right, so we only got a normal right there. I should give them full crit. I have additional on them, but these characters that are going to do 1,000,000 attacks, it is best to give them crits, I feel like, right? Because they're doing just so many different attacks. They're going to be doing a lot of normal attacks that if they're doing crits, they're just going to look a lot more impressive, right? All right, now next turn, I'm going to be curious to see what they're going to look like on this next turn. Right, where we are going to have their defense fully built up, because they did 4 attacks. So we have their defense fully built up. And then remember, each one of those super attacks they did is giving them that 50% attack buff for sort of the entire, like the 50% attack buff for 9 turns. Which is going to be, like, that's a really powerful effect. One thing to keep in mind, when new characters come out, it's really important, I feel like, to keep an eye on those effects, right? Like, when these characters are getting these, like, 50% buffs for, like, some amount of turns, that really does matter, and that really does end up leading to a huge amount of extra damage, and just the characters looking a lot better overall, right? So, alright, so now this is them with their full defense built up. We should be looking good in terms of their links. Yeah, we have everything activated. Their link set's not really too good. So they have Hero of Justice, Infighter, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, Supreme Power, and Shattering the Limit. So we definitely are looking a lot better on this rotation with all these links. They're up to 200k, actually. Okay, wow. What gives them defense? Cold Judgment, of course, is a massive 25% defensive buff. Supreme Power gives 10% defense. And then Shattering Limit gives 5% defense as well. So they're getting 40% defense from links. Okay. Along with their passive fully built up, because remember, 3 attacks, and they get up to 58% defense right there. They're looking pretty solid. This is a free-to-play unit, man. A very easy to obtain free-to-play unit, by the way. So this rotation right here, this is no support. So they're at 200k defense with no support. This Great Saiyaman unit is not the worst ever either, but he, of course, is a lot better when he's fighting extreme class enemies, is how this Great Saiyaman works. So, all right, let's go ahead and see the damage that Gohan and Videl are at right here. Okay, relax, buddy. We want to see Gohan and Videl, not you. I put Gohan and Videl to maximize their links, of course. Okay, and they get up to 2.45, but it's like, dude, they're just going. Another one. It's like when they do all of these super attacks, even though those attack stats aren't the craziest, the damage is just building up. It's like, imagine if all these were crits right here. Are we gonna get the hidden potential system one as well? We didn't. Yeah, it's and like they just keep building up, and the thing is they do that for 9 turns, so we could get to like turn 10, and as like this free-to-play EZA unit, they could shoot out like 4 million attack stats or 5 million attack stats or something like that, like for just like such an easily obtainable free-to-play unit. Their defense is not the craziest, but it does look like if we're able to get a lot of their, you know, solid links active, like, you know, Cold Judgment and Supreme Power and stuff like that, they can get above 200k, which honestly, for the level of damage they're doing and as a free-to-play unit, I'm okay. I think they're very good. This unit sucked on release, right? Because before they EZA'd, they debuffed themselves. They got minus 7% attack with every turn that passed. Now, it's like every turn that passes, they're getting like gargantuanly stronger. They're looking pretty good, I think. Alright guys, now we're over here on the Majin Buu Saga team. Again, the one big weakness for this unit is definitely the lack of category teams in which we could run them on, right? Defense is not the greatest, but on this turn, they're definitely looking solid. So they're at 171k. That's before they've done any attacks whatsoever, right? They're going to do 3 attacks. They're going to build up defense. Now, I'm running the EZA Supreme Kai in slot 1. That unit gets a lot better with more Realm of Gods units. So they're probably not going to be super crazy for this like showcase right here. But they do link up rather well with Gohan and Videl. At the very least, in Cold Judgment. Oh, they have a lot. What do they have right here? So on this rotation, we'll be able to get Cold Judgment, Solid Support, Supreme Power, and Shattering the Limit. So the 2 of them are going to look pretty good together. Supreme Kai does give all allies, I think, is it all allies or superclass allies? It's superclass allies 30% attack and defense for 1 turn when Supreme Kai super attacks. Oh, whoops, I fumbled. God damn it, no! Oh! Alright, anyway, yeah, Supreme Kai gives the 30% attack and defensive buff for 1 turn to superclass allies. That could work rather well with Gohan and Videl, giving them a little bit of extra defense. The attack will be good too, but again, by the time we get deeper in, their attack is already going to be very, very stupid. Gohan and Videl, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage, right? Because it's just like, when you have these characters that are doing, you know, 3 super attacks, 4 super attacks, just doing a lot of supers, it's going to look impressive with what they're able to do. All right, so we'll do this right here. Bam. And then don't forget that Tien. Tien is a nice support for Majin Buu Saga as well. All right, so let's just go ahead and do this, and let's see what we get on this turn. Supreme Kai should still be fine at this point from taking damage. He could probably take a lot of damage from a super attack, honestly, without other Realm of Gods characters on the team. But he does still guard, which is powerful. All right, so Gohan and Videl, turn 1, they're at a 2 million attack stat. Now remember, their attack stat could vary wildly deep in the event, depending upon how many times they're getting super attacks. Because every single turn, they could, theoretically, potentially, super attack 4 times, right? So on this turn, we got a triple super. So on this, their defense is probably like 250k at this point, which is pretty good. But, you know, we are getting, like, pretty much ideal links for them with Cold Judgment, Supreme Power, Shattering Limit activated. They are getting a bit of a support from Supreme Kai. And then they're getting a big support buff from TN, right? What does TN give? 30% attack as well as 50% defense is what that physical support TN gives. So, of course, that's going to help out quite a bit in, you know, again, sort of giving the buffs and allowing them to sort of look good, right? So, all right, I think we'll probably just keep going for a while because, again, a 9-turn buff, to be able to properly see that, like, you know, we got to be getting up to, like, turn 11, turn 12, turn 13, turn 14, and then sort of see what Gohan and Videl's attack stats are looking like by the time we get there. One thing that could be a bit of an issue with this unit, I mean, long events is definitely where they'll be able to spread their wings, but, like, I could really see situations where it's like, we're going to get to a phase, and then the enemy is going to have almost, like, no health left, right? And they're going to get, like, one super attack, and then that will sort of, like, lower their sort of, like, chain comboing of having a lot of damage and stuff like that. All right, so this is a really good turn. We have all their links activated. 270k defense. I will definitely take that. That's fine. I think Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 potentially would be a solid unit to work with this Gohan and Videl. The only thing is that neither of them are necessarily slot 1 characters, right? The Gohan and Videl, I think they probably could still do good damage too, even without keeping them on rotation. Dude, they're up to a 3 million attack set already. They're gonna build up so high. Like, it's like, again, imagine they do like 4 or 5 million attack stats as just a free-to-play EZA unit. Like, they are actually looking really quite impressive to me. All right, let's go ahead and skip ahead to their next turn and continue to really build up their damage. But sheesh, they're looking good. Because, again, it's not like, you know, we could compare them to, like, I don't know, transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku. It's like, oh, they don't look that good. But it's like, yeah, he's a summonable unit. Gohan and Videl are a free-to-play character that came out years ago, and they just got an EZA. Like, for a free-to-play EZA character like this from an EZA area, I'm liking what we're seeing for sure. All right, so we got our next turn for Gohan and Videl right here. 230k defense. I mean, that's, dude, I feel like for the amount of damage they're doing, like, it's not bad. It's not bad. They're good. What the hell? I don't, like, okay, this is the first unit we're looking at of this, like, trio of EZAs. So there's the Gohan and Videl, there's the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 exchange unit, and then we also have the Supreme Kai, right? I feel like all three of them are crazy good. Like, what in the hell? Supreme Kai is intended to be run on a Realm of Gods team. That's why he looked a little bit, like worse right there, right? But it's like, jeez, man. Like, okay. Their attack stat is down a little bit on this turn. I think that's because we don't have Infighter and Hero of Justice activated. Those two links are 40% attack, right? That Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 were given them before, which we don't have on this turn. But then there's still additionally. Look how much damage they deal, man. And they're still building up because it's a 9-turn 50% attack buff. It's their attack stats aren't really that impressive, but it's like when you factor in all of the super attacks they're doing, right? Because it's like they're not shooting out like a 30% chance to super attack. Each of these supers is a 70% chance to super attack. So that's why we're seeing them just like each of these turns, they're just super. They're just continually supering. So again, they're looking pretty good. All right, let's keep going. Well, I'll probably just keep doing turns maybe until we die. Eventually, the Supreme Kai, without having any Realm of Gods units on the team, is going to cost us. But I'm just going to keep going until we get to that point. All right, so here we are, turn 9. What is our defense looking like? 270k. Okay, pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and see the damage we're going to get right here. Hopefully Gohan and Videl do not crit, because obviously I don't want them to finish Goku off too fast before they can continue to super attack and then build up their damage, right? It's one of the big things is, you know, seeing them continue to build up that damage is what I'm looking for with them. All right, so Goku not really doing too much. Supreme Kai does get the little defensive buff for himself. 3.37. Yeah, this is a powerful free-to-play unit. I mean, this is how you can make a team like Defenders of Justice a little bit better, right? Because, like, this Gohan and Videl, you know, they'll work well with all those other sort of, like, Great Saiyamans and Gohans and Videl type units, right? Obviously, you could build that category team around a lot of the Time Patrol characters, a lot of the Heroes characters and stuff like that, but it's not like Gohan and Videl aren't going to necessarily work the greatest with them, although a lot of them do have... Do a bunch of the Time Patrol, do some of them have Hero of Justice? So I'm thinking of Patrol. Patrol is the link I'm thinking of. Yeah, none of the Time Patrol have Hero of Justice. Alright, I feel like let's get in at least one more turn before we finish up here, but you guys can see the damage this unit can deal as you get deeper into the event starts to look pretty good. Alright, turn 11. Let's go ahead and see what Gohan and Videl get for us right here. Yeah, let's see what we got. I'm gonna pop this right here just to make sure Supreme Kai doesn't get killed. Again, with no Realm of Gods units, I don't think he's gonna do the best here. Alright, so we'll have him super attack first. Again, we have all 6 links activated. I feel like this is a good ending point right here. Let's see what Gohan and Videl do on this turn against Great Ape Goku. Now, with 270k defense, defensively, they would be okay, I think, against Great Ape Goku's normal attacks and stuff like that. The super attack would still be devastating, but honestly, 270k defense, when you get a bunch of their links active, again, like Cold Judgment and Supreme Power, they're looking fine even defensively. It's like, of course, it's, you know, very specific setups to have some of those links activated. You know, they really want Cold Judgment, but, you know, Tech Ultimate Gohan's got Cold Judgment, right? Like, there's characters that have it that you could sort of rock with. I think this Gohan and Videl does provide value. Dude, look at this. Look at the damage they're dealing. This triple, nearly 5 million attack stats right here, dude. Like, that's good. This unit has value. This is a free-to-play EZA area unit. I'm actually fairly impressed. Imagine, dude, this unit would be a god of... If they... Okay, so they get 50% attack for 9 turns. Could you imagine if it was 50% attack and defense for 9 turns? They would actually be, like... They'd be, like, the best free-to-play unit in the game or something like that. It'd be insane. They'd have, like, 600k defense right now along with those attacks. It'd be insane. But yeah, this Gohan and Videl, man, they look pretty... I'm actually fairly impressed. I am blown away by how impressive they're looking. Alright, so this is Brave Pair, Gohan Teen, and Videl. Their leader skill is the Majin Buu Saga category Key 3 and 77% of stats, or Int type Key 3 and 50% of stats. Their super attack is No Forgiveness for Evil, which does supreme damage to the enemy and then raises attack by 50% for 9 turns. Their passive skill, New Power, New Companions, gives them 158% attack and defense at the start of turn. They get 20% defense with each attack performed up to a max of 58%. Then they have a great chance, it's a 70% chance of launching up to 2 additional attacks. Again, this should work like Physical Vegito Blue and a lot of these characters where their first additional is guaranteed, and then the second one has a 70% chance of happening. And then each of those additionals has a great chance, a 70% chance of being a super attack. So it's like every single turn, this character, double supering is like almost a given. Triple supering is going to be common. And then even quadruple supering is definitely on the table. If you get this character, again, built up, quadruple supering, they're going to be dealing some impressive damage, man. Their links are Hero of Justice, Infighter, Cold Judgment, Solid Support, Supreme Power, and Shattering Limit. Like, at a glance, it's certainly not the greatest. You definitely want to pair them with a Cold Judgment character if possible. I feel like that's very important to allow them to sort of help sustain themselves. But honestly, I felt like defensively they're looking a little bit better than I expected for a free-to-play EZA area unit like this. Like, they were looking pretty good. So it's like, just as long as you're not rocking them in like slot 1, you know, they're only on a couple of teams, you know, they'll be able to look impressive depending upon the build you're running for like Defender of Justice or Buu Saga. I think Defender of Justice is where they're a very helpful unit, actually. Their 12 key multiplier is 140%, which is the typical number we'd expect to see. There's not really an EZA where they'll be able to help you get Zenny. And then the one major weakness for this unit definitely is only the 3 category teams. They're here on the Majin Buu Saga team, which is definitely looking pretty good. They're here on Join Forces, which is in a really good spot right now. And then finally, Defenders of Justice. But Defenders of Justice is a little bit of a quirky team, so any additions to this team are good. And this is where I feel like this Gohan and Videl could be helpful. So let me know what you guys think of this unit, but dude, I'm impressed. They look good to me. This is a powerful free-to-play unit for sure.